walk away. The wheat fields are still empty of life when I leave the copse. I fling the car's number plates and keys out into the tall stalks before taking out my phone. It's broken beyond hope of repair. Still walking, I remove the SIM card and snap it in two, then throw the pieces into one field and the phone in another. I've no one to call anyway. The road's grey tarmac ripples and distorts as the sun climbs higher. The few cars on it hardly seem to move, caught in the heat until they flash past in a sudden blare of colour. The rucksack rides high on my back, my own private monkey. I walk for almost an hour until I feel I've put enough distance between myself and the car. Then, holding out my thumb, I begin to hitch. My red hair is both an advantage and a handicap, attracting attention and announcing that I'm a foreigner in one single message. The first lift is from a young couple in an old Peugeot. "Où allez-vous?" he asks, cigarette barely moving. I struggle to switch linguistic gears. I'm more used to hearing French than speaking it recently. But that isn't what makes me pause. Where am I going? I've no idea. Anywhere. I'm just travelling. I sit in the front passenger seat, the girl having moved uncomplainingly into the back. I'm glad the driver's wearing sunglasses because it gives me an excuse to keep mine on. They cover the worst of the bruising on my face. He glances at my red hair. "British?" "Yeah. Your French is pretty good. Been over here long?" For a second I struggle to answer. It already feels like a lifetime. "Not really." "So how'd you learn?" the girl asks, leaning between the seats. She's dark-haired and plump, with an engagingly open face. "I used to come over a lot when I was younger, and I like French films." I shut up then, realizing I'm giving away more than I intended. Luckily, neither of them seem interested. "I prefer American movies myself," he shrugs. "So, how long are you over for?" "I don't know," I say. They drop me off at the outskirts of a small town. I dip into my small fund of euros to buy bread and cheese, a bottle of water and a disposable cigarette lighter. I also buy a baseball cap from an open-air market in the square. It's a cheap Nike copy, but it'll keep the sun off me and help conceal my bruises. I know I'm being paranoid, but I can't help it. I don't want to attract any more attention than I have to. It's a relief to leave the town behind and head out into open country again. The sun burns down on the exposed back of my neck. After a kilometre or so, I stop under a row of poplars and try to eat some of the baguette and cheese. I manage a few bites and then puke everything back, dry heaving until my stomach's sore. When the spasms have passed, I slump against a tree, feeling so wasted I want to just lie there and give up. But I can't do that. My hand trembles as I flick a tongue of flame from the disposable lighter and draw on the cigarette. It's the first I've had in 2 years, but it tastes like a homecoming. I breathe out some of my tension along with the smoke, blessedly thinking of nothing for a few moments. I finish the cigarette, then get to my feet and start walking again. I've only the vaguest idea of where I am, but since I don't have any plans, that doesn't matter. I stick out my thumb whenever a car passes, but that isn't often. The roads here are all secondary ones, backwaters where there's little traffic. By mid-afternoon, a Citroën and a Renault later, I've covered less than 20 kilometres. The lifts have all been short, locals travelling to the next town or village, but now even they have dried up. The road is so quiet, I can believe the rest of the world has forgotten about me. The only sound is the scrape of my boots and the incessant drone of insects. There's no shade, and I'm thankful for the cap's protection. After I've been walking for what seems an age, the open fields are replaced by a dense wood of chestnut trees.